So in today's video, I'm going into how the body will take and hold these pains that we have, these hurts that we have when we have a situation or something that has happened where we've been hurt and we cannot forgive another person, or where we have a situation that has happened and we struggle to forgive them, but then holding that in our body, that want, the resentment, the bitterness, the hurt, like what does that actually do to our body? So continuing the theme this week on forgiveness, I was like, well, what actually happens with our body? And I want you to visualize a situation where you felt really hurt by someone else or a situation, and you're not able to forgive it. Like you're not able to actually forgive that other person, and you really still feel that hurt, the anger, the resentment, or bitterness. Like you really feel that in yourself. And right away, as I'm saying this, like my shoulders come up and I'm feeling a tightness in me. And so in my body, I'm constraining and I'm tightening myself up around this, around the anger, the frustration. Like this person did this and it hurt me. And I'm not able to forgive them for it. Like my shoulders are still lifted and I'm still in a place of like, oh, this is not comfortable. And when we're not able to forgive, each time we keep ruminating over this situation and keep thinking about it, we get into this tight place. So we keep being in this, even though we might not even be aware. Like we might not notice that our body constrains when we get into the hurt and the anger and those feelings. And as I'm talking right now, I'm also realizing I'm short of breath, so I'm getting constrained and it's giving me difficulty in being able to breathe. So what will happen is over time you're getting this constraint, and that will turn more and more into physical pain. Like you will feel physical pains with it. And your body will be like, hey, hello, something's going on here. And it's how I call it like stuffing these emotions into our body. So when you don't want to face something, a situation where you're angry or you're hurt or you're in pain, or you have that resentment or bitterness and you're kind of like, I'm not facing it, I'm just going to stuff it down. But every time I think of this person or this situation, I get angry again, I get frustrated again. And you've just been like re-constraining and re-angering, and it manifests more and more in that pain in your body. So what can you do about this? Like what can you do? And what it is actually releasing and working through. When you give forgiveness, like the video that I talked about yesterday was, it's not about excusing the situation. It's not about saying, oh, we're going back to the way things were. It's about being able to release and work through that pain in yourself and being able to see that you were hurt in a certain way, that you have a bitterness or a frustration about what happened, a resentment, and you're able to release it and get to a place where you can give yourself compassion and you can give the other person compassion for the situation. So again, how do you do that then? And I would say first step is to take a nice deep breath and just get connected to your body. Breathe, notice the breath, feel yourself grounding. And when I say feel yourself grounding, it's like you can feel the surface beneath you. Notice the floor or the chair, whatever it is you're in, and just notice that, and then let your body sink into that. So start there, and then if you think of that situation and it brings up the frustration and anger, really feel into it. And I know many of us, when you have hurt, anger, fears, these things, you don't even want to face it. You're like, nope, nope, I'm just going to ignore it. It's not there. Well, this is really holding it and seeing the hurt and feeling it, and then giving yourself love and compassion, like really holding it like you would a child. So say you're out at a park and you see a child crying and they're hurt, and you wouldn't go over to them and be like, "Oh, shut up, you're annoying, like yelling at them, because that actually is not going to help the situation. Instead, you would go over and be like, "Oh, what's going on? Are you okay?" You would hug them, give them love. And in giving them love, the child knows they're safe, that they're okay, that they're going to be okay after this, whatever it was that happened. And so that's how you would want to treat this inner you as well, the one that was hurt. It's not helpful to yell at it and be like, "Oh, you're so dumb," which we often do. We're often more critical of ourselves than others. But giving yourself that love and compassion and being like, "I'm here to help and be supportive to you." So, really feeling that hurt and pain, letting it come up and it passes through, but also giving yourself love and compassion. So, again, it's really sitting with it and letting it process, letting it come through. So it is becoming aware of how our body is affected by this, and then using the body as well to help process it. Like in being able to breathe into your body and breathe into that pain, it does help to release it as well. So, thank you for joining me today. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. And over on my Patreon, the link is in the dialog box below, I go into all these other aspects and ways of connecting with our body. And it really helps not just to process these things, but to actually really find you. Like it's really helping you step into who you are and this real you, and not someone that has to look outside of yourself for validation or for worth, but you're actually really finding it within. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. And thank you again for joining me today. If you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. And thank you. I'll see you in the next video.